If you've ever asked an AI chatbot whether there is a seahorse emoji, you may have encountered a really weird answer. The model confidently confirms the emoji's existence and then produces plenty of emojis, everything except the seahorse you asked for. It looks like the chatbot really wants to display a seahorse emoji, but it fails each time, trying over and over without success. In my case, it finally ended up displaying a series of checkmark emojis. Looking at that strange reply, I wanted to find out why some AI chatbots fail to answer this simple question. It turned out that first, we need to answer the question ourselves. So, is there a seahorse emoji? Unicode is a global standard that provides universal codes for text symbols and emojis. Each symbol has a unique code point, which makes it possible to display the same emoji across different platforms and systems. Even if chat applications or devices use different artwork, if they are represented internally by the same Unicode code point, one platform can send a heart and the other will display a heart as well. Because this is a globally used system, when we ask about the seahorse emoji's existence, we are really asking whether it has its own code in Unicode. It turns out a seahorse emoji proposal was declined in 2018 and there is no Unicode code point for a seahorse emoji, so the correct answer should be just no, there isn't such an emoji, at least for now. But when we search the internet, we can come across many discussions and comments from users who remember using this emoji. Some even remember how it looked or which direction it was facing. This can be due to the Mandela Effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people share the same false memory. In this case, users vividly recall an emoji that was never in the official Unicode list. But there is also another explanation. Users may have seen seahorse stickers or clip art in chats and unconsciously connected those with true emoji. It's also possible that older messaging apps like Skype or MSN included a seahorse-style emoticon or sticker. So it may not be just a false memory. Okay, so now we know there is no official seahorse emoji, but why do AI chatbots provide such ridiculous answers instead of just saying there isn't one? Here is a possible explanation of this phenomenon based on what I found in numerous internet discussions on this topic and what I find really plausible. It's still a hypothesis, not an exact fact, because we don't know all the details of how most commercial AI chatbots work under the hood. First, it's very likely that many of these discussions and comments were included in the training data of the AI models we chat with. Because they mention that a seahorse emoji exists and even describe it, they may have influenced the AI, which in the case of chatbots is a large language model, LLM, to believe there really is a seahorse emoji. Second, here is how LLMs generate answers to our questions. An AI chatbot doesn't produce the answer as a one whole chunk of text, but as small pieces called tokens. The model has a fixed vocabulary of tokens it can generate, and it produces an answer token by token. Each time it generates the next piece, it assigns a probability to every token, and based on those probabilities, the next token is selected. The higher the probability, the greater the chance it will be chosen. The token set includes punctuation, numbers, letters, parts of words, and whole words. The same tokenization applies to inputs. Our question is divided into tokens before it reaches the model, because the model operates entirely on tokens. From now on, I will present model outputs as a whole words or even longer phrases to make the explanation easier and faster. The essence of it is that an LLM doesn't generate a single block of text, but proceeds token by token, loosely speaking, word by word. You will see what I mean in a moment. So, when we type our seahorse emoji question, if the model's training has led it to believe that a seahorse emoji exists, the most likely first word of its answer is yes, and let's say its high probability gets it selected. Now, to generate the next token, the LLM conditions on both our original question and everything it has already produced. In that context, an exclamation mark may be assigned a high probability and get selected next. Now, if there really were a seahorse emoji, as the model thinks, this would be the perfect moment to display it, and that's what the model tries to do. But because there is no such emoji in Unicode, the model instead emits the closest available emoji according to its learned associations, often a horse. When the model then conditions on the question and its own output so far, it notices that this is a horse, not a seahorse, so it tries again to produce the proper emoji. This time it might output a tropical fish. Still not a seahorse, so the pattern repeats with other sea or horse related emojis, which are the most similar options in the absence of a true seahorse emoji. Unfortunately, the chatbot can get stuck in a loop, producing a wrong emoji, recognizing the mismatch, clarifying, and trying again. And this is why we get such crazy answers from AI models. The LLM is confident a seahorse emoji exists, so it wants to display it, and then it realizes the mismatch, notes it, and tries to fix the output by producing another wrong emoji again and again, until it runs out of space, or occasionally realizes there is no seahorse emoji. Because selecting next tokens involves using their probability values, as we have already seen, we can get different answers each time we ask the same question. I based this video on the output I got from ChatGPT-5 the first time I asked about it. To sum up, this phenomenon happens because there is no seahorse emoji in Unicode, but some AI chatbots are confident there is one due to numerous discussions they were likely trained on. And this is why models get stuck in a loop of creating similar emojis, noticing the mistake, and making attempts to fix it. However, when we use a model with more advanced abilities, like searching the internet for the answer, it's less likely to make these mistakes. So the behavior strongly depends on a model's additional capabilities. And that's it. Personally, I think I remember using a seahorse emoji years ago, possibly on one of the older messaging apps using custom emoji set, and this is why I found this topic particularly interesting. I'm really curious if you also remember using this emoji. Let me know in the comments. And thank you for watching.